Hello yogis, welcome to your channel for free yoga. My name is Trishy and today we will be doing a flow for the morning time. It will hopefully invigorate you for the day ahead. You won't need any blocks today, although I always have mine present. Come into a comfortable seated position, either cross-legged on a block or kneeling, and place your hands together, one palm on top of the other facing up. Begin to breathe deeply. Feel your sits bones grounded to the mat as you lengthen up through the crown of your head. Breathe deeply into your belly as you become grounded to your mat. Dive inside. Your palms are actually meant to resemble a bowl, which is also meant to resemble the begging bowls that the monks used to use when they would go from village to village speaking the Buddha's words of wisdom. Place your hands on your knees, sit tall, and as you exhale, round yourself backward, chin to chest. Inhale, spine forward and long. Exhale, round your spine and down. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Go slowly. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Inhale, open your chest to the sky. And as you exhale, twist over to the right. Right hand behind you, left hand on your right knee. And switch, right hand to left knee, left hand behind you, sit tall, pull your shoulders away from your ears. Come back to center, raise your arms overhead. Exhale, bow forward, folding over your legs. Inhale, come back up. Go ahead and switch the cross of your legs. So the opposite leg is in front. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, walk your hands out in front of you as you fold over. Inhale, rise back up. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Remove your block if you're sitting on one and come into tabletop pose. Hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, curl chin to chest, spine up. Inhale, cat. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. exhale. Inhale, rounded. Walk your hands a couple inches forward and push your hips up and back into downward facing dog. This is the first downward dog, so feel free to paddle through your legs. Walk your feet to your hands with your knees bent. Clasp onto opposite elbows and dangle your head and chest over your thighs. Decompress your upper spine. Inhale, arms out to the side and up as you stand, hands in prayer. Take your left toes to the mat behind you, and as you inhale, lift up your knee and carry it into your chest. Hold it there. Release, toes behind you. Bring your knee up. Hold. Toes behind. Bring your knee up. Hold. Lengthen through your tailbone. Drop your foot behind you and lift your knee up. And we'll switch. Right toes behind you, lift your knee up, engaging your hip flexors. Right leg back. Right knee up. Hold. Toes back. Knee up. Toes back. Knee up. Flex your foot and hold. Toes back. Lift your knee up as high as you can. Balance can be wobbly. Hold. Lift up a little higher and release. Both feet on the floor, hands up, swan dive forward, bend your knees, lift up, flat back, and walk back into downward facing dog. Roll forward into plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Lift your right leg to the sky. Keep your body in a baby cobra shape. Lift your left leg to the sky. Lift. And the right leg. Keep it lifted. And switch. And switch. Left leg up. Keeping engaging your spine. And release. Forehead down. Curl your toes back and up into downward facing dog. Roll forward into plank pose. Lift your right leg to the sky, lower down, left leg up, and lower down. Right leg lifts, lower down, left leg, keep your tummy engaged, point through your toes, and switch, right leg up, and lower. Left leg lifts, spread your toes, and push back into downward dog. Right leg lifts to the sky, step it in between your hands, back foot parallel to the back edge of the mat, warrior two. Keep your hips parallel to the ground, knee over ankle, arms go wide. Keep the ribs tucking in. Straighten your right leg, shift your hips back as you roll your right hand down to the floor or to a block for triangle pose. Twist open and raise your left hand to the sky. Rise back up into warrior two. Windmill your hands down. Step back to plank pose and downward facing dog. Left leg reaches to the sky. Step your foot in between your hands. Warrior two on the opposite side. Arms out to the side. Knee over ankle. And breathe. Straighten your left leg as you pull your hips to the back of the mat and lower your left hand to your inner left leg. Twist open and reach your right arm up for triangle pose. Elongate through your torso. Rise back up, warrior two. Windmill your hands down, step back to plank pose, and downward facing dog. Right leg reaches to the sky, step in between your hands, back foot at a 45-degree angle, hips square in front to the top of the mat, raise your arms overhead for warrior one. Be sure to not compress your lower back here as you raise your arms overhead and back bend. This should be more of a bend in the upper spine. Lower your arms. Straighten your right leg. Square your hips as you fold forward over your right leg. Fingertips can either come to the ground or to a block. Keep a flat back instead of folding all the way over your leg. Seeing as it's the morning, your hamstrings could be a little tighter. Step your left foot back, come into a high lunge. Open your chest wide. Keep your back toes engaged up instead of pushing through your heel. Bring your hands back down. Plank pose. Drop your knees, chest, and chin to the mat. Ground through your toes as you lift your chest up into cobra. Keep your hip bones on the ground. Lower down. Lift your knees into the air, your feet into the air as you windmill your feet from side to side. Curl your toes under and lift back into downward facing dog. Lift your left leg to the sky and step your foot in between your hands, back foot at a 45-degree angle and your hips square to the front of the mat. Knee over ankle, raise your arms overhead. Warrior one on the opposite side. Reach and lengthen. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Bring your back toes in a little bit. Keep your hips square as you fold forward over your left leg. Keep your back flat, and instead of trying to reach your forehead to your leg, try to reach your chest to your leg. Step your right toes back as you come up into a crescent lunge, arms overhead. Feel free to bend your back knee if that's more comfortable for you. Bend a little deeper, arms down to the mat, step back into plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Come up onto your fingertips for your cobra. Lower down, palms to the mat. Push back into downward dog. Feel free to paddle your feet again. Raise your right leg to the sky. Step it in between your hands. Drop your left knee down, toes curled under. Or not. Raise your hands above you for low lunge, knee over ankle. Stretch your hip flexors. Reach up. Curl your toes under if they weren't before. Swing your right arm around and clasp a hold of your left foot or ankle for a quad stretch. Keep your shoulders away from your ears and open your chest. Breathe deeply. Gently release your back foot. Come back into low lunge with your toes curled under. Hands in prayer, lean back, and with your left hand, clasp a hold of your left thigh as you back bend and raise your right arm overhead. Hands to the mat. Come back into downward dog. Walk your hands in towards your feet a couple inches as you twist and with your right hand clasp your left ankle. Come back center, left hand to right ankle, look under your armpit as you twist. Come back center, walk your hands forward again into downward dog. Lift your left foot to the sky and step it in between your hands. Drop your right knee down as you raise your arms overhead. Be sure not to have your knee over your toes. Keep it over the ankle. Inhale, reach up. Open your chest. Keep your back toes curled under. Bend through your right knee as you clasp a hold with your foot with your left hand for a quad stretch. Breathe deeply. Open your chest up to the sky. Feel free to look up if that's comfortable, and keep your shoulders away from your ears. Gently release the back foot, hands in prayer. Stay there, or reach your right hand to your right thigh, left arm overhead. Hands to the earth. Step back into downward facing dog. Roll forward into plank pose. Lower your knees, chest, and chin. Point your toes. Cobra on fingertips. Keep your shoulders away from your ears and onto your back body. Lower down. Plant your palms. Curl your toes back up into downward facing dog. Chest towards the thighs. Lengthen your spine. Lift your right leg to the sky. Step in between your hands. Keep your back toes curled under. Plant your left palm down and raise your right hand to the sky for a twist. Both hands down, lift up into a high lunge. Hands in prayer. Then raise your arms to the sky. Bend through your knee a little more. Hands in prayer as you straighten up, bringing your left knee into your chest. Take a hold of your knee with your right hand and open your left arm to the left side. Breathe. Focus on something to keep your balance. Come back center. Step your leg back into your high lunge, arms overhead. Plant your hands, downward dog. Plank. Drop your knees, chest, and chin. Lift up into cobra and downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up to the sky and step in between your hands. Plant your right palm down and lift your left hand to open to the sky as you twist. Engage strongly through your right leg. Come back center. Stand up as you bring your right knee into your chest. Flex through your right foot. Clasp a hold of your right knee with your left hand and open up to the right, extending your arm behind you. Come back center. Step your right foot back into a crescent lunge. Bend through your knee, hands to the ground. Downward dog. Roll forward into plank pose. Drop your knees, chest, and chin. Cobra. Forehead down as you push back into downward dog. Lift your right leg to the sky and bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Left leg out behind you for pigeon pose. Come up onto your fingertips as you raise your chest to the sky. Keep your hips square and level. Open your chest. Raise your arms overhead. And then exhale as you fold over, either to a block or using your hands as a pillow for your forehead. Breathe deeply. Be sure to keep both hips level to the ground so that you're not rolling onto one side more than the other. Breathe deeply. Walk your hands back up. Place your right forearm on the mat. Keep your hips square and level as you bring your left palm to your lower back for a twist. And switch, left forearm to the mat, right hand to your hip. Twist open. Come back center. Push through your palms and your toes into downward facing dog. Lift your right leg to the sky. Bend the knee and open the hip. Lift your left leg to the sky. Left knee behind left wrist. Right leg out behind you for pigeon pose. Come up onto fingertips, extend through your chest and open your crown to the sky. Feel free to close your eyes as you back bend. Raise your arms up and fold forward, either to a block or forehead resting on your palms. Be sure to keep your hips level. Lift up a bit. Place your left forearm on the mat and your right hand behind you. If this is too much of a twist for you, feel free to stay in pigeon pose with your head down on a block. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Come center, right forearm down, left hand back behind you. Come back center, push through your palms, left leg to the sky, bend your knee and open your hip. Then place your foot back down, downward facing dog. Plank pose, drop your knees, chest and chin, open up into cobra, and push back into downward facing dog. Drop your knees to the mat. Come back and sit on your heels. Be sure that your baby toes are touching the mat. And bring your hands into the bowl shape that we did into the beginning of class. Close your eyes and take a few deep meditative breaths. Focus on your breath. Bring your fingertips behind you as you open your chest. Come forward. Cross your legs as you sit on your bum. Bring your right leg forward and your left foot inside your right thigh. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale as you fold over your right leg. You can grab onto any part of your leg, whether it's the thigh or the shin, or you can always loop a strap around your foot. Relax down and breathe deeply. Come up, plant your left palm behind you as you lift your hips to the sky for baby wild thing. Bring your hips back down. Right hand behind you as you twist, and we'll switch sides. Left leg forward, right foot to the inner thigh, lengthen up, and exhale, fold down. So in a forward fold like this, you're really trying to bring your chest to your thigh and keeping your back more straight. It may not look that way, but that's what you're really trying to accomplish here. Come up, right palm behind you, baby wild thing. Left arm reaches overhead. Come back, left hand behind you, twist. Come back center. Scoot forward and come to lay down. Feet on the mat and knees bent. Shift your hips over to the right and either drop your knees over to the left, or you can cross your right thigh over your left thigh and fold your knees over. Arms in a cactus shape. Feel free to relax your body and feel grounded. Breathe into your lower belly as you twist. Bring your knees center. Shift your hips over to the left and either drop your knees over to the right or feel free to cross your legs. Focus on your breath. Bring your knees back center. Shift your hips back center as well as you stretch your arms and legs out in front of you for Shavasana. Relax your body completely into the mat. Palms facing up towards the sky. Tuck your shoulder blades onto your back body and just completely relax. Relax your jaw. Relax the muscles around your eyes. Relax your shoulder blades and your palms. Release any tummy tension in your muscles. Relax your thighs and your knees and your feet. And just come back to your natural breath. Begin to wake up. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Raise your arms up overhead. Flex your feet. Come to roll on one side as you use arm strength to push yourself up and sit in a comfortable seated position. Take the bowl shape that we did at the beginning of class, one palm on top of the other, as you sit your spine up straight and close your eyes. Feel the effects of your practice all through your body. Hands in prayer. Inhale deeply and exhale. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, yogis. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you so much. Namaste.